recall, there's no real way to tell which ones are bad or good until you actually have some televising video or something of that nature.
Kind of salty too.
What's that?
So that would be kind of salty for them too.
I think it's salty for them. The other problem is I guarantee probably a third of the houses don't have clean outs, and probably the 2/3 you do, a third of them the cap won't come off or they're too small to get a camera in. You know what I mean? Because nobody ever has a clean off out unless they have problems, which is years upon years in between.
Don't some cities, if you don't do it, and then they have to come in and dig your sewer out, cost you for that.
Yeah, I've heard of that type of thing.
That's a pretty good incentive right there.
Well, yeah, I think Waverly, somebody said there, they just have it throughout the whole town. If they put in a new street,
It's automatic.
$1,000 to replace your sewer before the street's put in, 4,000 afterwards.
If we have to dig a hole.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll cost you $3,000 to fix the street plus 1,000 for the sewer.
Yeah,
But-
and I've heard of some towns where they've just essentially, that part of the service underneath the street is now cities. And whenever they do a street or a sewer project, they just automatically replace it up to the back of the curb. And then they don't care from there, it's the owner's problem. But you're taking on a lot of liability by doing that because, like I said, they're old and none of them are worth the crap.
Where's it plugged at? The left side of the sewer or the right side?
Well, typically they put a clean out at the back of the curb so you can tell.
Well, sure.
You know what I mean? But I mean, you'd be taking over a lot of, probably, pipe that's in very bad condition probably, in addition to the mains you already have that are in bad condition, so I don't know if that's your answer either. I mean, when it was, if you've been doing it for 20, 30 years, it would be good, but until you get to that point, you're gonna spend a lot of money getting to it. There's no great answer to that problem, but it's a definite concern.
I mean, it seems like 7th Street, Kim, almost every one of them, like balls and, that's all under the concrete, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's busted concrete and,
Not cheap.
No,
no,
yeah, like,
after next year, when you got brand new 7th Street, and then you got 3 people that have sewers plugged on it,
Yeah.
piss you off.
Well, and water services, you can kind of run into the same thing, which is
Right.
usually the mains aren't under the street, and if they have to, they can bore from one side to the other, so, you know, water isn't quite as bad a lot of times.
Yeah,
It's a concern, but I don't have any great answers for you. There's lots of different solutions, but none of them are cheap.
I hate to say it, but to make people do it, I think it's almost too late. Should've been done when we first got the grant 4 or 5 years ago. Hey people, here's what we got. Fix your sewers if you need it. If it's good, it's good. I don't know, to televise them all, I mean, we'd have to hire somebody like you. I mean, that's quite an undertaking to go all the way along that route and televise everybody's, no, the ones that's, the ones that you guys got records of, yeah, you wouldn't have to screw them, but.
And they do have new cameras too, where they can, essentially they run a camera down the main, and then they got a lateral camera that launches off of that. I mean, a lot of them they can get from the main, but if there's too many bends, that camera can't get around that either.
Oh, I see.
I don't know, if you wanna hop on ClerkNet sometime, Glenda, and see if somebody's got a great answer for something they tried and worked really well or not.
How would I ask the question? Tell me what to ask.
Just say, we're gonna install or redo a street next year, how do we avoid cutting it up for private sewer services? Is there a process, or?
Do you guys have a camera for that? No.
We've got a push camera that you can go from the house
The
out.
house out.
If you
not
can
from
get
the
into
sewer
a
in.
clean out, but it needs to be at least a 3-inch clean out. We did that
Like
now.
municipal pipe and tool go from the sewer in, maybe?
I don't know if they've got one of those cameras there. I know Central Iowa Televising has one and Vicious Sewer has one. Maybe Muni has one too, I'm not sure.
yeah, there was somebody that stopped by our shop a year ago or whatever, and they said they're like, only like one in the state or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if Muni has one. As of like a year or so ago, they did not. There's a couple other companies that do. we're putting water main in Tripola, and they're doing boring on it, directional boring, and that's actually how they're figuring out where the sewer services are, so they don't hit them, is they're televising to the main and launching out, and then they're locating that,
Oh,
and then they get that spot. Because nobody knows where their services are.
sure.
We could look at that. Like I said, I can talk to Don and see who's got plans for that corridor.
There's probably been more replaced in the last 15 years than the guy think.
Yeah, I mean, there's an awful lot out there. You know the homeowner's not gonna do it.
Because both sides of Seventh probably come to the sewer there, right?
Probably, yeah, probably.
Is that the sewer map behind you?
Yeah, show there where it is.
On Main Street, there is no sewer, that's not an option.
No.
So that's not a problem.
Not until you get out here and then it's along the, west side, and that's only about, 4 foot from the curb.
Okay.
Sewer runs all the way down.
Actually, it looks like on Seventh, you only have about 2 blocks that's under the street. Essentially from Birch to Spruce, and from Pine to Locust. So we got a couple blocks in there.
Probably be wise to do it. I mean, you're talking maybe a dozen people to look at it.
Yeah. I can,
That sewer come down Locust then? Like,
Spruce.
Okay, Locust starts halfway down the hill. Most
Okay, like
most
Peters
of them
and-
basically go this way, and there is a couple crosses.
okay, like Peters and Klingbeils, where would they go? Their sewer
Probably to Locust,
to Locust,
probably.
under the.
Well, I don't know about Peters.
Because it looks like the sewer on Locust starts about right by the southwest corner of the courthouse and goes south. There's one farther up that actually drains down 8th and then goes down Spruce. Part of that actually drains north and then back and hooks around.
So that looks like Peters goes north to Seventh, right? Is
To 8th.
that what you're saying?
Goes north to 8th and then it comes across on 8th and then it goes down Spruce. Because all this part of town up in here, it's northwest of the courthouse, drains down Spruce. It doesn't drain out Locust. Well, let me
Right,
talk.
yeah.
Yeah, let me
'Cause
talk to
Locust
Don.
just starts halfway down the hill.
Yeah, you
Yep.
got it. Yeah, let me talk to Don, see what he's got planned for that corridor. Maybe there's something we can do to accelerate some of that work that would help out.
Yeah, yeah.
And most of that has been relying,
That's,
yep.
so it just get private services.
So, I mean, that's helped us a lot.
Right, right. Yeah, check on that, Lee.
Yep, I will do that.
I mean, if, yeah, if we could, if it would be just checking a dozen homes. Okay, now like going out of, like on the other side, like Allison,
Mm-hmm.
there's all that goes to the east.
Al Swab,
Well, she's in the sewer in the Main Street,
right, she'd come,
but like on the
no,
other
she
side.
probably comes all the way north and then goes back out by the fairgrounds. Yeah, out there, I think that's pretty close to the end of that one, that sewer.
Like Mark Jacobs. Kenny Adonis, they go like where I was going, right?
Right, yeah. Mhm.
Under Jacobs, he probably hits Falls Creek.
Right, yep. Right, hits Falls Trap, and that just starts right there, goes down the hill, and then turns your way.
And what's his name across from Mark, it'd be Falls Creek. Probably.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah,
nobody,
just north
nobody on the fairground side would really be on Main Street. Except for the west people on Main.
Yeah, Main Street doesn't really look like it's under the pavement. It's all, anything on Main Street south of the tracks, it looks like it's either east or west.
Yeah, that's right in the shoulder there.
Yeah,
What
it's
about
only
the-
like, probably 6 foot out.
Yep.
What about the project up in the northeast part of town that the county engineer's gonna do next year?
The what?
Is the county engineer doing a farm to market up in the northeast part of town next year?
Yeah.
You gonna talk to him about those streets and do something with those sewer services too, or not?
Yeah, probably.
you know, I can't remember his exact route. They're coming along the south side of the courthouse and then north on Elm, weren't they?
Yep. And then all the way out.
Yeah, I mean, on Elm, that's almost all got sewer in the middle of the street on Elm.
Right.
He's probably got more on that than we do on ours. I can take a look at that corridor too, see if there's something we got going.
All right.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Blockus to adjourn the meeting.
Second bell.
Second?
7:07.
Second by Davis, all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed? Jerry, you